Welcome back to Project 94 for another diecast review here on the channel. And today, we're going to be taking a look at Chase Briscoe and his 2023 Mahindra Tractors Ford Mustang for Stewart Racing. We are back with another 2023 diecast, and this one here is going to be the Chase Briscoe Mahindra Tractors paint scheme, which is a really cool paint scheme, returning from the 2022 season with a couple of new additions, changes to the paint scheme to further enhance the look of the overall design, and it really makes it unique for this model year, these changes. The Mahindra Tractor font has been changed, some dirt added to the car, and some more tractor-like details to make it better than 2022. This diecast is definitely one of those cars. If you're contemplating on whether or not you should update your Chase Briscoe Mahindra Tractors model, this is definitely the video to be watching. So let's take this diecast out of the box right here. Brand new. Here it is, out of the package. Chase Briscoe's 2023 Mahindra Tractors Ford Mustang. What a cool design. Of course, this was one of my favorite Ford designs from last year, and to see it return with a couple of brand new changes to make it unique for the model year, it's really cool. This is a really awesome diecast. The paint scheme, it looks really good. I mean, I gotta say, this is probably one of my favorite number 14 paint schemes in the history of the number 14 in NASCAR. This is definitely a really cool paint job, a wrap job now that diecast NASCAR stock cars are wrapped, but nonetheless, the red and black and white, one of the coolest color combinations, of course, making the red the primary color. It's a red tractor, and it makes it look super cool. This is definitely still one of my favorite Ford paint schemes, and they improved it quite a bit, so we're going to see what this diecast is like. I got number 14 right there, Stewart Racing. Got Ford, the Mustang front end, which is still the same mold from last year for the diecast. Here's the hood. You have Mahindra Tractors in the brand new font with the hood vents. Of course, got the Ford logo underneath. You have Sunoco right there. You got Goodyear, NASCAR Cup Series, and a pretty offset 75th anniversary logo. Got the number 14 right there, which also looks kind of weird and wonky jaw in terms of the decal set. You have Chase Briscoe right there. You got Ford, Haas, Code 3, Mobile 1. And then you have Rush Truck Centers, highpoint.com, Ford Performance Racing School, Mahindra Tractors, Renault, Gear Wrench, Rush Truck Centers, and MVP, Magical Vacation Planner. Of course, Mahindra looks pretty cool on the side because it's big and slanted and fit perfectly to accommodate the new number placement, which came out last year. Of course, here's the back of it. You have Mahindra Tractors, Mobile 1, number 14. You have the Ford license plate with the 2023 registration sticker attached to it. Then you have Official Tractor of Tough. Pretty cool to have the slogan back there. That is another change for the 2023 model year. Of course, you have Mahindra Tractors. Got Chase Briscoe, his last name on the rear window. Got Mahindra Tractors on the roof and the number 14 on the top right there, the roof. Now it's time for the paint scheme. I did review this paint scheme back in 2022. It was part of a double pack, a 2-car review. And this was one of the cars I looked at back when the next gen was new. So I have reviewed this paint scheme before. But I'm going to show it to you guys once more because not only maybe some new people are watching these videos now that I am now on Project 94. And some people just want to see the whole diecast review or just haven't seen it before. So we're going to take a look at everything here shortly. So this car is spray painted red. This is the really classic Mahindra red paint job that the scheme is known for and what their tractors are known for. Of course, you got the number 14 on the roof with a very thin gray outline, a black shadow, a red outline, and a white number fill-in in the iconic number 14 Stewart Haas font. Pretty much the same on the doors as well. The number 14, of course, the same type of number 14 used all around this paint scheme. And because this car was spray painted red, that means the black on the paint scheme is wrapped on, which we will take a look at that shortly. So it starts out with a black splitter, black spoiler. Of course, the lower half of the nose right here. I'm going to zoom in on this paint scheme right here. The lower half of the nose is going to have the black stripe with a white outline right there. And it's going to go wrap across the entire front valence, or not from valence, the splitter and the lower section of the nose right there. Got some red detailing right there as well from the tractor. And then you're going to have the dirt starting to show on this car. The dirt effects have been added to the lower portion of the paint scheme, but we're going to start off with the main details. So you pretty much have all red for the tractor details, of course, on the door. It pretty much looks like the side of a tractor with the black and gray little vent right there, window. I'm not a tractor expert, so I'm not really sure exactly what that right there behind the number 14 is. It could be a window, it could be a side vent. We'll just go with side vent. Of course, you're going to have three more little lines right there. It's another little side vent of the tractor. Just pretty much the tractor detailing. Of course, you got some shadowing and a little like round stripe right there. That's probably another air vent of the tractor. Got a bit of gray detailing right there. And here's the cool part of it. They added a tractor wheel to the back of this. A giant tire. Because you guys know tractors have huge rear tires. They decided to add one over the rear wheel well of the paint scheme. Which looks really cool. You know, it kind of makes it look even more like a tractor. Because you got your small wheels in the front and your giant wheels in the back. And it actually has a legitimate rubberized texture look to the design of the wheel right there. Which is really, really cool. The giant tractor tire, which is new. Of course, the Get Biofuel logo right there. And of course, the black part of the paint scheme. That, I'm assuming, that part of the paint scheme I've always assumed was where the person sat on a tractor. Like, this would be like the front cowl of it, so to speak. Like, kind of like a motorcycle where they have like a front piece. But the rest of it is where the person sits. Like, it's next to the seat and like the little handles and all that. Tractors are quite unique vehicles, so to make it wrap onto a stock car and then explain it can get quite complicated, but we're doing the best we can here. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm assuming a seat would go. And here's the back of it, which pretty much has the red stripe, of course the brighter red, a thin white line, and of course the like dark gray for the bottom section of the tractor. And now we're going to talk about the dirt details. I mean, look at that. It literally looks like a Bristol dirt race version, but this car is legitimately the primary with the dirt and all. Pretty much, this is actually part of the paint scheme. This is not based on a race version. This is new for the 2023 design, which was not on last year's car because Mahindra's, tractors are on dirt. Of course, the dirt's going to start at the front corners of the nose right there. And of course, it's going to go not all across the entire side, just the lower section is just caked in that dirt right there. So if you guys like dirt on your diecast, this is definitely a cool detail to have on here. It's got different shades of brown representing the different mud shades splattered on the side of the car right there. It's a bit more dusty at the rear corners of this side section here, but it looks pretty cool. And of course the back has some dirt as well. The back is a little bit dirty, as you guys can tell. Pretty hard to see, but it is pretty dirty down there by the bumper section of this car. And now the red, we're going to get to the hood. Surprised we didn't start out with this, but I was so excited to get to the new details that were not on last year's car. But here's something that's kind of like last year. The hood. So it pretty much looks like the hood of the tractor. So you got the two fake hood vents right there. And of course you got that big air vent, that gray air vent. And of course you got another hood detail right there. It's kind of like a hood scoop sort of right there. Looks pretty cool. Right side right here is the same as the left. And because the whole car is red, instead of painting the whole top of it black, which I thought they would have done the whole top of it black, but because, this is where the person would sit, right? They can't really do a picture of like a tractor seat, Like, so they would do this whole thing black, but thankfully they made it all red because it just makes it look more sharp from the top. It's just like a really nice black and red design. So, of course, the entire roof section is red, of course, going through the A-pillars and the just roof pillars in general, except the B-pillars. And, of course, the back pillars of the window right here, half of it is pretty much black, and then the top part of it is the red with the black gradients and the white stripe to kind of make it look sharp right there. Kind of just wraps around. Doesn't go all the way down because of the black section for the gear wrench logo, so it just goes a little bit up, not all the way down to the bottom of the roof line, but the on top of it, regardless, is red with the black roof rails right there. And that is pretty much the design. So what do I think of this car coming back for 2023? I definitely do like this design now. I mean, I've been liked it, but now with the new details added to it. Originally, I didn't like this scheme as much. I was hoping they were going to make something a little bit more different. But I am glad that they kept the overall scheme the same and then added some details to it now that I look at it. Just kind of improving a paint scheme that was already great to begin with. Really, really cool diecast. And as Mike Joy said when this car won last year, this tractor is sexy. And speaking of that, we're going to get some really good close-ups. And that was a really funny line from Mike Joy. Don't give me credit for that. So here is the full 360 view of it with the close-ups. This is something I'm going to try to do for the diecast reviews. Really, really nice car. I've always loved this design. And I'm telling you, if I was a Chase Briscoe fan, I would definitely love wearing t-shirts of this and just having a lot of merchandise for it. Because this paint scheme, when a sponsor makes a great paint scheme like this, by the way, you got white Goodyears to match the black and red and white scheme. But yeah, to have a great, when a sponsor has such a great paint scheme, they're so like glad to show it off. And when you get like the merchandise, like the t-shirts, like the hats, especially the t-shirts. I'm a big t-shirt guy. Of course, I'm a big diecast guy, but t-shirts are pretty cool as well. I can imagine how cool this scheme would look, man. It is such an awesome design, and they're glad to sell it. And when the paint scheme is good, more people want to buy your merchandise of it. That's kind of the idea, right, of having a great paint scheme. Take a look at the rims. These are, and once again, the backs. These 2023 cars are not rolling too great. But you can tell it's the dark gray rim color right there, which is pretty neat. Not just the plain black, so it's another thing. And what's cool is when you have the dark gray wheels, they actually matches the color of the rear fake artificial wheel that they painted on there. Kind of looks cool. Like it's all one wheel. I mean, just so cool. What a cool paint scheme this is. Always has been, always will be. And of course, that will be Chase Briscoe's 2023 Mahindra tractors, Ford Mustang for Stewart Racing. So if you don't have last year's car, get this one. If you have last year's diecast, I would say I would get it. I would get it. I mean, it just depends on your taste. I mean, if you want the new details, it's up to you whether or not you want it, whether or not you like the new Mahindra font, or whether or not you like the new dirt and tire details and all that. If you just want an updated model, pick this one up for Chase Briscoe. If you're a Chase Briscoe fan, you definitely got to get this. This is a cool paint scheme. And there's a couple other Mahindra tractor designs that he's run that are going to be really good diecast if they get made. Really cool diecast. So, yeah, what do you guys think of it? Let us know in the comment section down below. Thank you all for checking out this diecast review. Comment, like, and subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next diecast review. And always remember to make sure you know what you're doing when you're putting decals on your diecasts.